cupcakes? Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome to my channel. My name's Dasa. Subscribe to become a cupcake because you're watching Living with Dasa. Today I'm going to talk to you guys about ACT prep because I am going to take the ACT again. As you guys know, I have gotten into Valdosta State University and Southern Adventist University, but I am retaking the ACT so I can get the Zell Miller Scholarship to hopefully get anywhere as close to a full ride as I can because college is expensive. So I have 4 little tips that I'm going to share with you guys about how to study for the ACT, and when you're studying for the ACT, some of the best ways to get all you can from the ACT prep. Number 1 is to know the techniques. When I was first studying for the ACT, I didn't know what to do. I was just taking the test, and that was about it. Taking the test, getting the grade, knowing what I need to work on, but that was about it. I didn't know really how to improve. I was very confused on, like, I'm just taking the test. How is just taking the test without knowing the techniques gonna help me? But as I, look through stuff, I noticed that on YouTube they have some ACT prep, and that helped me because they taught me the techniques. As in, fun fact, did you know that since the ACT reading test is 35 minutes, it's the most rushed test? So if you do not go into the ACT reading test with a plan, you're probably not going to finish reading. That test is for people who can read on a college plus level. So if you cannot read at that level, then you're probably not going to finish the test. And if you don't know the techniques, then you're probably not going to make as great of a grade as you can. With that said, you need to know that with 35 minutes on the test, divide that into 4 passages. There's about 8 minutes for each test, meaning you should probably read the passage itself in 3.5 minutes, which is very intimidating. So now you know, when you start practicing the reading test, you need to practice reading it as fast as you can. Those are the techniques I'm talking about. And just taking the test, I was not going to learn that. So I found a resource that tended to me. I'm on YouTube. I love YouTube. So I found YouTube videos to help me. And it was really beneficial. And I really suggest finding a way to find the techniques that you need for your test and using them. Understand the process. I am a very fast learner, so I expect things to go fast, and even with like my weight loss, I expected it to go fast. I learned that was going to go fast a long time ago, but now I need to apply that same thought process to this. I have about 3 more weeks until my ACT test, and it's going to be a process. So I'm going to study as much as I can in these next 3 weeks, and I'm going to get the highest grade I possibly can, especially with practicing the reading test and the science test that I have learned I am not the best on. Study with the purpose. I was studying a while ago when I was just taking the test and getting the grades and not really understanding how to improve. I wasn't really taking the studying process seriously. So you need to take it as seriously and do it with as much purpose as you possibly can, because if you do not, you will not get as much benefit because you don't really care. So the more you care, the more you study with the purpose, the more you'll be benefited by it. The last tip that I have is to take the test. You will not understand the test unless you take the test. You will not get familiar with the test unless you take the test. So take the test. There's many websites that have the online ACT test for free. That is the actual test. You might want to do some research because there are some websites that have the ACT test that's just mocks of it, but there's a lot of places I've heard there's only about 5 to 7 actual ACT tests from years ago that are out there. So you need to find the actual ACT test so you know what you're looking for. So now that I've given you your 4 tips, I'm going to give you guys 3 tips that I have learned about the ACT that you might want to know. So first, the science test. The science test on the ACT has changed. According to my sources, they have added a lot more questions that require background knowledge. But other than those 5 to 7 questions that they have added that require a background knowledge, the science test can be considered as just another reading test. It's just the way they set it up. So if you look at this ACT science test, just like you look at the ACT reading test, except for those 5 to 7 questions, then you should be pretty good. My next tip to you guys is buy a digital watch. I have heard that everywhere I go, especially with the ACT test, you are rushed. You're not as rushed as you are in the math test as you are in the reading test, because you have 35 minutes, 40 questions, and 4 college level passages. But if you have a digital watch to keep time, you have a strategic plan to help you get through the test and answer all the questions, then you will be good to go. Speaking of time, with my last tip is when you have a plan, make sure you stick to it, because if you are looking at, let's say, the ACT math test, it starts easy and it gets harder as you go. But you want to make sure you stick to your plan as much as possible, because you don't want to miss some of those easy questions they popped in at the end that might be easy and you might miss because you couldn't get to them. So I hope you guys have a great week. I'll see you guys next week. I love you so much. Bye to the bye. #Cupcakes in the 19.